Okay, so this video was a request. Hello, Keith. But I've also had other friends tell me that they struggle with this and wanted me to show them how to prepare tahini. And so I'm a visual learner, so I'm going to make a video because it's easier for me to understand things by seeing them. And it doesn't take very long, and tahini is really good food. It's got like 9 times the calcium of milk, so it's super food for everyone, but especially like also vegans and people who want to take care of their health. So I get this brand Za'atar, and there's a few other ones that I like. I know that I can find this at my local grocery store pretty easily. Sometimes it's in the international aisle. There's another couple that are in a tin can that I also find easily, but I don't like them very much at all. And I think I would prefer not to eat tahini at all than to eat those. But I would stay away from the stuff in the tin can. There's ones in glass jars, usually taste pretty good. There's another one that's like in the health food section of the local grocery store, and it's like one of those natural food brands. And then there's one that's like Greek one, which is pretty good. The ones that are the best are probably going to be the Lebanese, and if you want, like, the ones that are Turkish are just something different. It's like a different type of food, so I don't really know much about that. And in general, when you first get it, it's going to have like a separation of the oil from the sesame. If you look at the ingredients, all it should say is ground sesame seeds. It shouldn't have anything else in it. I get this giant jar, but they usually come in much smaller jars. This is like a staple food in my house, and if I run out, I have to go to the grocery store, and I've gotten to the point where I buy it in bulk quantities. It does last a while. You don't have to worry about it going bad. But the first time, you're going to want to take like a really long spoon that'll fit all the way to the bottom of the jar and give it a really good stir. And you want to, it's going to take some muscle power, but you really got to like scrape the bottom of the jar and mix it up really good until you get this like creamy texture. And some people think, okay, I got tahini, this is tahini, I'm going to use it, I'm going to put this on my stuff and eat this. And you could do that. I don't. I prepare it, and that's where a lot of friends were a little confused. They didn't really know what that means, to prepare the tahini. And so that's what I'm going to show you now. So yeah, there's these chunks. I don't know if you could see that. Anyway, I'm making a mess. So I'm going to take, and before we start, I don't have fresh parsley or cilantro right now just because I ran out. So I have these that I keep in my freezer. It's like these cubes. And I'm going to start by sort of mashing it up. But if you have fresh parsley and fresh cilantro, that's better, and you're going to add that at the end. But for now, if you have fresh one, just start from this step now. I don't have like measurements for you because I don't really like function like that with the tahini, and it also kind of depends what you're using it for. Are you making like a dip for your carrots and your red bell pepper pieces? Because then you're going to want something a little bit thicker. Or are you making a salad dressing? Because then you're going to want it to be thinner. So it kind of just like depends on what you're doing with it. So you can see I did a really mediocre job about getting like the chunks mixed in. But trying to make this video kind of quick. So I don't know, maybe I put like half a cup, I don't know. So now I'm going to add a squirt of lemon, a wedge of lemon. I squeeze it into here just because I don't want to have to fish the seeds out, because that's just like a huge pain. You know, and you don't want to take a bite on like a... Okay, I had a little technical difficulty. Hopefully it won't affect the video so much. So I squeezed my lemon. Some people choose to add olive oil at this point, like a teaspoon or so, maybe 2 teaspoons, but I don't, you know, if you need extra like olive oil in your body for health reasons, then go ahead and add it now. It's good for you. You're not heating it up. But I don't need the extra oil, so I'm just going to use it without any added oil. There's enough of the sesame oil in it. This is just water, so I'm adding like a little bit. I don't know measurements. The mystery about tahini is that like first it gets thicker when you start to mix it with the water, and then you just keep adding water and it thins out. It's weird, right? So, like I said, I like to add a little bit at a time. But if I add too much, I can add more of the tahini from the jar. And if I add too little, it's simple to add more. And at this point, it's a matter of like what kind of texture you want. Like I said earlier, I need more water. Now it's getting like this grainy type of a texture. I keep going. Soon it will start like okay, that last amount was kind of brave. I don't usually add that much water towards the end. But I like this texture. It just got like to the point where it stopped being grainy and it started being creamy. You know? Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. So I'm going to add this Za'atar. It's a seasoning. Of all the things that are here, I think this is probably the most difficult to find. Maybe at an Arabic grocery store, maybe you have some Israelis, I don't know. So you don't have to use this though, it's optional. I'm only putting it because I don't have fresh parsley and cilantro and it adds like more flavor, but not everybody puts it. So it's not even like a requirement. But it's like, I think it's like hyssop or something, I don't know, it grows naturally in Israel. And then a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, okay, good idea, take the lid off. And then at this point, if I had fresh parsley and fresh cilantro, I would cut it and add it at the end, and you have your tahini ready. Enjoy! I forgot one thing. This is if it's like, you know, not for a snack at work, you can add the raw garlic. Cut it up really small and mix it in good. Okay, now enjoy. One last thing that I forgot to mention is that what we prepared in the bowl, it has to be, if you don't finish it, ideally you make what you're going to eat, but if you don't finish it, you can put it in the fridge with a cover and it'll last like 2-3 days. The jar that you bought at the store does not need to be refrigerated ever. It's preserved by its own oils. It doesn't matter how hot it gets where you live, because you know it gets quite hot in the Middle East and nobody there refrigerates it. But once you open it, you should probably use it within like a couple months. Okay, I'm really done now. Bye.